Hey friends, I'm back with a new lesson. Well, has anyone ever told you you must speak good English, you must speak correct English? Knowing English is a must. I'm sure you've heard these structures, must, must and must. And sometimes it is confusing what must is all about. Okay, so today's lesson we're going to learn how to use must. Let's understand one thing. Must is a modal verb. Okay, so it can never come alone. It has to be followed by another verb or maybe two verbs. Okay, and it has different meanings depending on how it is used in a sentence. Okay, so let's get started. The first one, I must finish the work before I leave. Now, when I say I must finish, that means something that I must do, I have to do. I am putting an obligation on myself. Okay, so supposing you are on a diet and someone offers you a piece of cake, then you refuse and say no, thank you. And people say, at least try it, it's nice, and you say no, I've gained a lot of weight, I must go on a diet. Okay, something that you are obliging yourself to do, you have to do, it is necessary for you to do it. So you say, I must go on a diet, or I must take my diet very seriously. Okay, so remember, when you talk about an obligation, sometimes something is very necessary. Well, sometimes you can even interchange it with have to. Okay, like I have to finish my work. But when you put an obligation on yourself, when the speaker puts an obligation on himself, it is always better to use must. It's a strong obligation. Okay, the next sentence, this must be the correct address. Now, supposing you are searching for your friend's new apartment and you're close to it, you're almost there, and you just kind of gauge, you assume this must be the correct one. I think we've reached the place. This must be. Now, this does not mean that it has to be the correct one. It's a logical certainty. Okay, so imagine you have kids at home and you have a nanny coming home every morning, and at sharp 9 she rings your doorbell. Okay, so today it's 9 o'clock and their doorbell rings, and you may just say that must be the nanny. Okay, that means a certainty. So when you talk about something that is certain, a logical certainty, you use the word must. Now here again, it does not mean an obligation or a strong recommendation. It's just a certainty. Okay, or supposing a friend of yours is injured and is bleeding, and you say you must be in so much pain. That doesn't mean that he has to be in pain. It is just a logical certainty. He is bleeding, so obviously, certainly he must be in so much pain. Okay, so you also use it when you want to say something is of certainty. Okay, the next example, you must visit the dentist. Well, something that all of us, we don't like to go to the dentist, but having said that, we have no option. Okay, so if your friend has a bad toothache and has been bearing it for a couple of days with all the painkillers possible, and well, you tell him now, you must visit the dentist. A strong recommendation that you give a friend, or something that, well, he should do. Okay, so you must visit the dentist. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you, you must subscribe to our channel, you must watch all our videos. Okay, a strong recommendation. The next example, she must not use abusive language. Now I'm taking it in the negative. She must not use abusive language. Something that you should not do, that is not correct to do, or something that is prohibited. Okay, so you have all the mothers telling their children, you must not leave your homework incomplete. You are prohibited from doing it, so you better do your homework. A prohibition, must not. Okay, fine. The next example, you must not play with fire. Okay, a prohibition. You are prohibited from playing with fire. So remember, when you use must not, or rather when you put must in the negative, it is generally a prohibition or something that you must just not do. Okay, you are prohibited from doing. Okay, now so far these are sentences in the present. Okay, you have must followed by a verb in the first form. In the present form, you have must finish, you have must be, must visit, must not use, must not play. Well, if I tell you, you must wake up early every day, that means something that is a must, a strong recommendation, you must do it. But if I want to take it in the past tense, in the simple past tense, remember, must does not have a past form. Like you have becomes had, speak becomes spoke, can becomes could, right? So must does not have a past form. What we use is had to with the verb in the first form. So I had to wake up early. This is the past form of must. Okay, so I must wake up early, a strong recommendation, something that I must do regularly. But if I want to tell you yesterday or last week, I had to wake up early. So it's the past of must. I had to wake up. So remember, had to with the verb in the first form is you. So had to is the past of must. Okay friends, I hope these examples are clear to you. Now we're going to take a look at how to use must in questions and with the past participle. Okay, so how do you make questions using must? You must go. All you need to do is remove must and must you go. Now, well, you may be thinking we've not heard something like this, or maybe people really don't use it. Yes, you are correct. People barely use this in the question form. You can use have to like this. So, do you have to go? Okay. So must you go? Have to is more common. Okay. So well, if you say do you have to go, it's correct. All right. The next example, must we watch this film? So this is not wrong. It is correct. You can make a question with must, but a lot of people prefer have to. Do we have to watch? Okay. So you can use it to make a question regarding must. Okay, if you don't want to put must in a question, you can use have to. Okay, now using must with the past participle. If I say he must have gone to the party, okay, now first of all, remember we are talking about something in the past, you're not sure. So last night he must have gone to the party. Must have gone to the party. A past probability, a probability, you're not 100% sure. Well, there is a probability that he must have gone to the party, but remember it's in the past. Okay, so you you have he must have gone. Do not say he must has gone. That is incorrect. After must you always have the verb in the original form. So he must have gone to the party. Probability, not sure, a past probability. Okay, the next one, she must have found the keys. Well, you're not sure how did she enter the house. I'm not sure. She must have found the keys. A past probability. Okay, so remember when you use must with the past participle, must have gone, must have found, must have done, must have met, it is a past probability. You're not sure, but yes, there is a probability. Okay, now let's take a look at the next one. Speaking English is a must. Now, must is not used as a verb here. It is a noun. It's as good as speaking English is a necessity. Okay, it's a must. Okay, so the verb here is must becomes a noun. So when you want to say something is a necessity, you say speaking English is a must. Okay. Well, the last one, wearing a helmet while riding is a must. Yeah, is that it is a necessity, you have to. So it's a must. So sometimes when you want to say something is a necessity, you use must in the form of a noun by saying this something is a must. Okay, speaking English is a must. Dressing well is a must. Being confident in an interview is a must. Okay, it's a necessity. You have to be confident, so it's a must, it's a necessity. Okay friends, well, this brings me to the end of this lesson. I hope you enjoyed watching the lessons. You must put in your comments and queries. I'll be back soon with a new lesson. Till then, take care and bye.